Hi guys, I'm almost caught up with telling you all about the books I was working on while I was sick for a month. Last week I just finished the last book of my three-book sports rom-com series called The Love Fake. Here's an excerpt from near the beginning of the book where Nora, who hates sports, has just had to suffer through attending a pro football game, an event organized by her work as a fun group bonding activity. This excerpt picks up just after the game has ended and Nora has gotten out of the stadium and is ready to head home. There aren't a ton of cars left by the time I get to my little Honda, although there's one of those annoying oversized pickup trucks parked right next to me, usually owned by a guy who has a small you know what. They get the big shiny truck to compensate. I start my car and begin to back out when my phone pings. Glancing down, I see that my good friend Harriet has texted me something, and I try to read it with one eye as I turn the wheel to ease past the big truck next to me. Crunch. My seatbelt digs in between my breasts, and I'm jolted forward as my backwards progress abruptly ends. I look behind me and see what looks like a shiny black top to a fancy sedan. An expensive looking sedan. Crap, and double crap. I lean my forehead on my steering wheel for 1 second before unbuckling my seatbelt, putting my car into park, and getting out of my car. Apparently, the driver of the other car had the same idea. His door is just opening as I round my car to inspect the damage. Looks like he was backing out at the same time as me, and neither one of us saw each other. My mind flashes guiltily back to my eyes dropping to my phone and the momentary distraction. I hope that doesn't come up in conversation at all. Then my thoughts freeze as a guy gets out of the other car and keeps on getting out because there's a whole heck of a lot of him. He's built like a tank. I have to crane my neck to look up at him. I'm 5'8", so that almost never happens. Some guys might be a bit taller than me, but this guy is easily inches over 6 feet. And he's wide, too. There's probably enough muscle under his shirt to row his way up the Delaware River and end up in Canada. Holy moly. I'm not sure what to say. Will he be the angry guy who throws stereotypes or even racist remarks in the face of the woman driver? Should I start out with an apology or try to outbully this big guy? Looking up at him looming over me, I don't know what to say. And he spends a few moments looking back at me, apparently equally stumped. That's when I notice it. That hum. It's not a sound, not a real one anyway, but it's a waver in the air, a sizzle between us that I can only picture as a low-key frequency as we vibe on the same level. He has dark, sort of ruffled hair and a 5 o'clock shadow that looks careless rather than deliberate, as if he probably shaved this morning, but the hours have grown back what he took away. His thick, dark brows frame dark brown eyes, and he looks intimidating. That is, right until he smiles at me. And his smile brings out the dimples in his cheeks and gives him an almost goofy look that makes him look more hot, not less. It humanizes him, makes him seem approachable. Sorry about that. The words tumble out before I can help it, even though I hadn't planned on saying anything. But his smile is my undoing. I have to fill up the silence with something. I didn't even see you come out of there. No problem, he says. Are you okay? Wow. His eyes haven't even strayed to look at his car yet. He's focused solely on me, on my well-being. It might just be because he's worried I'll sue him or something, but his tone evokes concern, and it seems genuine. Yeah, I'm fine, just a fender bender. I shrug, then realize it might seem too blasé. How about you? Are you okay? His smile is back. Fine. Actually, better now. Suspiciously, I ask, why? Well, I never would have met you if you hadn't hit my car. He thrusts out his hand. I'm Colt. Colt? I hesitantly take his hand, and his palm envelops mine and then some. Is that a nickname or something? His eyebrows go up, and it seems like he's surprised at my question. No, just my name, and you are. Oh, his hand is warm and calloused and very distracting. I can picture that hand sliding up my. I'm Nora. Nora, he repeats. He can't seem to stop smiling, and I'm starting to realize that I'm not alone in feeling whatever is rushing between us like darts hitting a dartboard. Well, I would normally ask to exchange insurance information, but I'm wondering if we could exchange something else. Oh? What? I pull back my hand since he seems reluctant to let go of it. To be honest, I'm reluctant myself to get let go of, but I figure that I'm not going to jump him in the parking lot, so separating seems like a safer bet. He leans forward slightly and replies, "Our phone numbers. If you're not seeing anyone, that is, I'd like to give you a call, maybe take you out to dinner." The snarky part of me wants to ask him why. I mean, I just hit his car, or we hit each other, I'll go with that explanation, and we're obviously in different leagues. He's driving a fancy. I glance over. Unlike the other cars around us, he has a classic car. And not just any classic car, it's a Dodge Charger. "Is that a 1968 Charger?" I asked, taking a step toward his car. I wince as I glance down and see that my already dented fender has a new ding, and Colt's car has a matching blemish. Wow, it's beautifully restored. "You're a fan of classic cars?" I shrug. Not a fan of all of them, but I love muscle cars, and I tell him so. "My dad used to take me to—" I stop myself before I launch into my entire life story. But that smile, it makes me want to confess things to him, and I have to curb that impulse. Well, never mind. But yes, now I'm doubly sorry. If I was going to deliberately hit a car, I would have aimed for this soulless monstrosity next to me instead. I jerk a thumb to the terrible pickup truck, and Colt laughs. "Noted. Well, what'd you say? Can I get your number?" So far, he hasn't asked for insurance, as he said. He hasn't asked for much of anything, such as payment for his damaged car, which would be well within his rights. I glance up at him again, trying to be subtle about it, but he's smiling down at me, and I can't escape the slight goofy quality of his smile. It's mischievous and fun, and it somehow draws me to him. I want to find out what else makes him smile. And my thoughts are not entirely pure at this time, not at all. "Sure," I agree, then smile back for the first time. That zinging happens again, and I can feel my stomach doing a flip or two to back up the sensation. I'd like that. So, this book was a lot of fun to write, probably because I identify very strongly with Nora. Football is my least favorite sport, and I've had to suffer through my fair share of dates with sports fans, which has never really been my idea of a fun time. So now that I'm all caught up with all my old books, later today I'll let you know about week 28's book this week, which is the one that I'm currently writing. Stay tuned.